is the information about the organization. Cable, the acronym Cable stand for career, the C stand for career, the A and B stand together as for academic building, the S stand for leadership, and the E stand for entrepreneurship. They stand together to represent a career, academic building, leadership, and enterprising youth initiative, which was founded in 2018 by Emmanuel Shibueze Obasi. Cable stands, like I said earlier, Cable stands to represent a career, academic building, leadership, and enterprising youth initiative. It began as a virtual community of young Africans passionate about personal and professional growth. Today, Cable is a registered non-profit organization operating across 5 African countries with over 50 ambassadors, delivering programs and initiatives that have generated more than $100,000 in aggregate scholarship value. We at Cable, we are committed. We are an African youth empowerment organization that is dedicated to shaping the next generation of leaders, scholars, and innovators. So if anyone asks you who Cable is, we are there to youth empowerment and the development and shaping the next generation of leaders, scholars, and innovators. Our mission is at Cable is to develop African youths with tools, mentorship, and opportunities needed to achieve academic excellence and build meaningful careers and become transformative leaders. One of the highlight of our mission, our objective as a group is to bring individuals, bring youths, to bring vibrant individuals, people in their prime, to the knowledge of how to build a meaningful career and how to become transformative leaders. Our vision is to create a generation of empowered African youths leading in innovations, driving sustainable development, and shaping the future of the continent and beyond. Our vision does not stay in Africa alone. Like I said earlier, like I mentioned earlier, at Cable, we have our tentacles across 5 different nations in Africa. So, and we are planning on improving on that. So, our vision is to go beyond Africa and beyond. Our core values are impact-driven services. At Cable, we are committed to impact-driven services. We are committed to measurable outcomes, not just the activities. Like this program that we're currently having, I've missed many others that we have put in place at Cable. We don't just gather people together. We ensure that we have measurable outcomes. We have tangible outcomes, not just activities, not just bringing people together. We make sure that the time that people give up to be with us is worthwhile. Every program must demonstrate tangible results. Another core value is excellence and professionalism. We at Cable, we set high standards in delivery. We don't just come together and bring people together and then give them a facade of activities that does not conform to what their demand is or their expectation is. We treat every initiative as a product worth perfecting. We don't just gather people from all walks of life. We don't just borrow people time. We don't just gather people together just to waste their time. We make sure that there's excellence in what we are offering. Another core value of ours is equity and inclusion. Cable, there's access, fairness, and respect for all. There's no barriers to opportunity. We make sure that everyone that is planning on coming together, on shaking hands with Cable, they have access and there's fairness and respect to each and every one of us. Another core value of Cable is growth and lifelong learning. We don't just come together to just stay redundant. Like I said earlier, the initiative started in 2018. Look at where we are today. We started as a virtual program, but here we are today. We are a community of developers, people that are committed to the growth of people that are looking to develop themselves professionally, academically, or in entrepreneurship. We are committed to technical growth, research capacity, and continuous improvement. Another core value of ours is leadership with integrity. We not just come together, we make sure that each and every member of the Cable community is capable of leading in whatever capacity that they are. we build character and accountability, and this define our approach to service. Our last core value is community collaboration. We do not just come together to serve just a minute bunch of people or a gathering of just a few selected individuals. We spread our tentacles to communities, to individuals, to people that are finding it difficult to enjoy the dividends of being a member of the global hit. So we also ensure that we are contributing, that we are making contributions, and we are not just bearing the name Cable alone. We are not just standing as Cable, as the name implies. We are connecting people to opportunities, and we hope that we will all succeed together. Mind it, I bring it to your attention that I am the moderator this evening, Kola Wole Timothy, to mention my name again, and I won't be doing this alone this evening. I also have my co-moderator with me, who will be joining on later in person of Amiri Oluwatosin. How we have to step aside for her at a particular point in time. But before that, I'm sure our technical teams have been dropping one or two links in the chat box for us. The links, about two of them, is for us to give us a feedback. Like I said, one of our core values is to ensure that we are committed to excellence and professionalism. So we have dropped some link in the chat box for us to give us feedback on all our programs, how we can improve, and in the subsequent programs, what are the things that you will look out for. The link is to a short survey which helps us to understand what worked, what we didn't do well, what you want to see at future Cable events. Is just a 3-minute survey. We hope that you can just take your time to help us with that. All right, very well. The next item on our agenda this evening is the opening remark. And I will have to step aside for the founder of the Cable organization, is in person of Mr. Obasi Chibueze Emmanuel. Please register your appreciation to him with any of your best emoji, with your clapping ovation. I will have to step aside now for Mr. Obasi to come in. Mr. Obasi, are you here with us this evening, sir?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, Timothy, for that introduction. Just want to sort of express my gratitude to everybody that has been present here, both from the internally from the team and also from those that have been participating actively from the very first day. Apologies, I can't share my video for you to see my face at the moment, but notwithstanding, I just want to sort of encourage everyone that has been joining from the very first day of the conference. That was a week ago. That has made it thus far. There is saying that better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, right? And so it's by and large our interest to have you finish well in this conference. Today promises to be exciting. You've heard from the moderator itself, and this is just the beginning of the greater things we want to do. Again, like I said, from the very first day of the conference, preparing yourself for graduate education in the diaspora is not a sprint. It is rather a marathon, right? It's not how you even started, but how well you engage in the process and how well you finish. It is very much important for us to distinguish between sort of a momentary excitement and studio motivation that usually comes out from conferences like this, and build upon those things going forward. Again, it is not just, it doesn't end by hearing. It doesn't end by hearing or being motivated by all the speakers we're going to be introducing today. In fact, moderator-led session today, it's going to be a very insightful conversation. So it doesn't end being motivated here. That is essentially the objective of this conference. So please sit back, participate actively, ask whatever questions that you feel like asking. There are no stupid questions. There are no very worthless questions. Every question is important. It meets a certain needs, hence the need for you to ask those questions. And I'm very excited to have our moderators and also the panelists that will be having this discussion with us today. Yes, it is my, like I say, my will that every one of us would come out from this conference being better than we were before this conference. Thank you guys, and do have a great session.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Please, can we register our appreciation by with the class innovation for that wonderful opening remarks by the founder of the cable organization? You've heard him say that rightly, it promises to be a good time. So we will advise each and every one of us that is joining that we should take our pen, we should gather our mind, gather our spirit, have a wonderful ride this evening. And then he mentioned one thing also, that there is no stupid question. There is nothing like stupid question. The idea, the greatest innovation is born out of asking questions about what works and what does not. So please, this evening, don't shy away from asking questions. If you feel confused, if you need clarification, please do well to ask us those questions. If you want to drop in the chat box, you're free. If you want to go vocal with your question, please do well to raise up your hand so that we can give you a chance to come up and ask those questions. So go on. The next item on our agenda this evening is the introduction of the panelists. The team has done well, the academic and research team has done well this evening to gather individuals from all over the continent and globe. So our listening pleasures this evening, they're not just coming in to entertain us, they're coming in to sensitize us, they're coming in to bring us up to speed with what works in the graduate school application. And I hope each and every one of us is equally as excited as I am this evening. So very well, this evening I'll go on to the first individual speaker that I'll be welcoming this evening. Our name is Imabasi Tom. Forgive me, didn't pronounce that well. Imabasi Tom is an emerging organic chemist with a passion for scientific discovery and innovation. She holds the Bachelor of Science degree in Applied Chemistry from the University of Calabar, Nigeria. Imabasi is currently pursuing a master's degree in organic chemistry at the University of Chinese Academy of Science through the prestigious ANSO Scholarship, studying at Shanghai Institute of Organic Chemistry. Her interests include organic synthesis, organometallic chemistry, and medical chemistry. She hopes to contribute to the discovery and development of therapeutic compounds via growing processes. Please, can we celebrate this individual for the numerous achievements with our clapping emojis? Thank you, everyone. Also, the next speaker that I will be inviting this evening is no other individual than Mr. Ayomide Miracle Ademola. Mr. Ayomide Miracle Ademola is a Mastercard Foundation scholar at the University of British Columbia, Canada, where he is studying food science. He obtained his bachelor's degree in nutrition and dietetics from the University of Agriculture at Abeokuta, Nigeria. Ayomide leads our diet line, a nutrition community of over 2,000 members, through which he has organized over 100 nutrition-related teachings and inspired nutrition students and professionals across Nigeria and beyond. He is also the CEO and co-founder of Foodie Metric, a nutrition tech startup trusted by over 1,000 plus users to improve nutrition and health. His impact is in nutrition innovation earned him an award of excellence by the Bowen Association of Nutrition and Dietetics Students, an Alumnus of the Year award by the College of Food Science and Human Ecology Student Association FUNAB, a 15 Outstanding Young People's Award for FOIPA by the JCI FUNAB, amidst many others. Ayomide is committed to inspiring other young leaders and leading social impact activities that will support nutrition-based solution in Africa. I hope you and I will also come together to celebrate this scholar that we are bringing to us this evening. Very well. The next speaker that I'll be bringing up to speed, that I'll be reading his profile for us this evening, is no other individual than Mr. Daniel Ojugbele. Pardon me if I didn't pronounce that right. Mr. Daniel Ojugbele is a dedicated master student in Italy and an emerging researcher with interest in mathematics, AI, and problem solving. Having graduated with a first-class degree in mathematics education and navigating moments of uncertainty along the way in graduate school application. He believes that confusion is often the beginning of direction. Through persistence, self-development, and a commitment to growth that continues to pursue excellence while encouraging others to embrace their path toward clarity and purpose. I hope we are also there to encourage this individual, this scholar that we have gathered to for listening pressure this evening. There's something that inspires me about his profile. It's the mention of uncertainty along the way in graduate school. I mean, many of us are also at that breaking point this evening. So I will want us to listen well to this individual that we have bring across our listening pleasure to learn one or two from their stories. And I'm sure that at the end of this evening, we will know how to forge forward from our present situation. The next speaker that I'll be reading his profile is no other individual than Mr. Frank Kwambena Ayesu. My apologies again if I didn't pronounce that right. Mr. Kwambena Ayesu is a mining and energy professional with nearly a decade of industry experience across mineral processing and power generation system in Ghana. He holds a BSc in mineral engineering from the University of Mines and Technology, Umat Takwa. Apologies if I didn't pronounce that right. And is currently completing an Erasmus joint masters in sustainable and metal processing engineering, EMG promise, with academic mobilities across Finland, Australia, Chile, and Germany. His work is driven by a strong commitment to climate smart mining and the role of critical mineral in global energy transition. Beyond his professional pursuits, Frank is the founder of Youth for Tomorrow, a community initiative that has mentored over 700 students through education and health outreach programs since 2012. Guided by the principle that only a life of service is worthwhile, he brings into the panel discussion a practical, cross-continental perspective on leveraging global, fully funded graduate opportunities and academic mobility for community impact. Ladies and gentlemen, with the club innovation, let us also celebrate this Erasmus Mundus scholar that we have brought together for us evening. I believe we are also in the intersection of our values now. At Cable, we are also committed to mentorship, committed to reaching out to individuals, and that is why we are not just gathering people. We are being selective about the individuals that we are bringing across our ways. We ensure that our values are matching. Very well this evening, without wasting much of our time. The last but not the least of our speaker this evening is Mr. Victor Mana Samson. Mr. Victor Mana Samson is currently pursuing a PhD in Fujian Agriculture and Forestry University, China, where his research focuses on bioshare technology, nitrogen dynamics, and carbon sequestration. Prior to his PhD, he completed his graduate studies in the University of Ibadan, Nigeria, and has built several years of experience teaching and mentoring students at the Federal University of Agriculture, Makurdi. Victor has authored multiple peer-reviewed publications and is passionate about supporting aspiring scholars in navigating international graduate school opportunities. Outside of his research, he enjoys playing the piano, listening to classical music, and is a devoted lover of God. Ladies and gentlemen, with the club innovation, let us celebrate every of our speakers that we have gathered this evening onto our listening pleasure. I hope we are seeing the intersection of our values. I hope we are seeing the intersection of our vision and goals. He is a committed individual that is committed to supporting aspiring scholars, and that is one of the reasons that we are bringing him across our way evening. So very well this evening, without wasting much of our time, without dragging us behind, I want to go on to the first big part of our gathering this evening, the caller's testimony. I will be inviting the panelists one after the other in the order in which they have been introduced, starting with Imaba Setom, and then we'll go on to Ayomide Miracle, Mr. Ayomide Miracle, going on to Mr. Daniel, to Mr. Frank, and then to Mr. Victor. The things that they'll be sharing with us this evening is they have successfully navigated their way into the graduate school. We want to learn from them. What is their experiences? What have they gone through? What are the hopes? What are the downs? If they are to start from where we are presently, as individuals who are aspiring for graduate school, what would they have done differently? If you don't have any other script than their words this evening, what would they want us to do differently? Very well, this evening, I will be inviting the first speaker to lecture on how did they achieve or get into the programs, the background work that they've put in place. Was it handed to them on a platter of gold? What were the hard works that they put in place? What are the things that they put in place? And what did they do differently that separated them from other scholars that were vying for the same application? Ladies and gentlemen, join me this evening as I welcome Miss Imabasi Tom. Mrs. Imabasi Tom, are you with us this evening?
Yes, I am. Sorry, I'm Miss or Mrs.
Forgive me for that. Mrs. Imabasi Tom, good evening, ma. I hope you go well.
Good evening, I'm fine, thank you.
All right. Very well this evening. We thank you for making it a point of duty to be here with us this evening. We want to learn from your experiences. What was it like when you were attempting the graduate school applications? What are the hopes? What are the downs? Was it added to you on a platter of gold? What are the things that you did differently that can help us this evening? Madam, you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. So I'm sorry I'm unable to turn on my video because of my environment. So my name is Imabasi, as you can see on the screen, and I am currently a graduate scholar in China, and also scholar to be precise, and I'm studying organic chemistry. So before this opportunity, I actually did my BSc in Applied Chemistry, University of Calabar today, and then I also worked in an agrochemical company before coming to China. I was in the marketing and strategy department, and I also was in the supply chain department. While that experience exposed me to real-world applications and sciences, I actually wanted to do more to see the world in another different perspective. Deciding to study abroad, especially on a fully funded scholarship, was not easy. I did everything, figured out the beginning. I had to speak to people, had mentors here and there. The application journey itself was not easy. It required time, aside from your good grades. It required me to position myself and to connect my academic background and work experience with my future goals in just one clear story. Just imagine writing your background, your work experience, your future goals in 2 to 3 pages, which we call our personal statements and proposals. So it was a really hectic process. And eventually I received my opportunity to study in China. I was actually looking into the US. I think most of you like the US. I was looking into the US, and then I just said, a friend of mine actually, you should try China too. There are opportunities there, fully funded, that you could actually look into. And then I started the process. It's actually a really, really hectic process, but then since this is what I wanted to do, so I tried it and I got the opportunity to China. Now I'm here in China. Getting the opportunity is another thing, and being here is another thing. Academically, China's system is rigorous. I will not even lie to you. It's really, really rigorous. It's highly research focused. You're expected to think independently, take your actions yourself, contribute meaningfully. Currently, I'm actually undergoing my coursework in UCAS before I'm going to go for lab training. But then from testimonies from persons already in lab, it's rigorous, I must say. So beyond the academics and all of that, the cultural transition, was also very significant. We all know this is China, they speak Chinese. Let's start from the language. I was so scared of how it's gonna be when I get here with communication and all of that. Adapting to different foods. Before we came, I was told China eats crab, eats this and all of that. So the food and all, it was very uncomfortable. But over time, I get to learn. Thank God for technology. The translator is there. We use that to communicate in cases where you find it difficult to communicate with one another. There were also my personal challenges that sometimes the pressure is so much, presentations, assignments, deadlines, and all of that. So all this process taught me resilience, discipline, and how to navigate unfamiliar environments. At least today, I can say that this experience has not just shaped me academically, but also personally. I see things differently and I think more globally because this is like an opportunity to meet with different people from different continents. I can't count how many persons. Some countries I've not even heard of. I don't know anything about them, but I have met them. Yeah. So I'm going to say you don't have to wait to figure everything out. What you need is clarity, intention, willingness to learn, and also consistency. And it's going to help you. Thank you.
All right, Miss Imabasi, thank you very much for that wonderful insight. Every one of us, I thank you very much for celebrating. I was going to call our attention to that, but thank you for doing that without being asked to. Thank you very much. I don't know about you, but I myself am also learning. I'm also learning. And if there's any word to describe our graduate journey so far, she said she wanted to be more. She bowed down to mentorship. She positioned herself. She had a clarity of purpose, and then she expressed that in her SOP. She expanded her coast. Like most of us this evening, the word is coming to us. Don't see it on UK, don't just sit on US, don't just sit on Canada. Explore your options. Explore your options. There are other environment that are welcoming. Yes, it is tough. The language barrier. Miracle, are you with us this evening on the call? Mr. Ayomide Miracle, are you with us this evening on the call? All right. If he's not available presently, probably we'll come back to him at a later point in time. I will go on to the next speaker to also share his experience with us in person of Mr. Daniel Ojubele. Mr. Daniel Ojubele, good evening. Are you here with us this evening?
Good evening, sir. I'm with you, sir.
All right, Mr. Daniel Ojubele, your profile says that you are currently in Italy, Europe to
Yes,
be
sir.
precise.
Yes,
Please,
sir.
we want you to take us down through the journey of how you ended up in Italy. What did you do differently? We understand that you are probably on a fully funded program in Italy. How did you get it? Was it added to your platter of gold? Is there anything that you did that you know if we
Hello.
also follow
I can't
your
hear you, sir. I don't know if I'm the only one because I don't know if it's your network.
All right. Is it the only one that can't hear me? If you can hear me loud and clear, please can you react with an emoji
Please, sir,
so
can
I
you
can
hear me,
work
sir?
on myself? All right, I can hear you. Can you hear me too, sir? Hello, Mr. Daniel.
Yes, I can hear
All
you,
right.
sir.
All right. I'll recap on what we need you to talk to us about, sir. According to your
Okay, sir.
profile this evening, it was said that you are presently in Italy for a master's program. Mr.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Daniel, can we ask you the program that you are in for, was it added to you on a platter of gold? How did you
No,
get
sir.
it?
No,
We
sir.
want you to
Yes, okay.
we want you to take us through the journey of your graduate school application, how you bag the program that you're currently in. What were the challenges? What were the hope? What were the downs? What are the things that you put in place that you know if we also follow in a few steps, we can be where you are presently? Mr. Daniel, the floor is over to you, sir.
Oh, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. I really appreciate Mr. Timothy. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's Mr. Timothy. I am currently in Italy, University of Calabria. I'm studying mathematics, and my journey started when I was posted to Akwa Ibom State for my NYSC, and I made up my mind that after NYSC, what is next? What am I going to do? I was posted to Federal University of Technology, Ikoro Abasi in Akwa Ibom State, and my PPA, my department is Department of Mathematics, and I met with some lecturers there, and people gave me advice that as a first class student, since I am very good at mathematics, I should try graduate school opportunity. And also again, even before that, I have already have it in mind, because it's one of the reasons why I studied very hard when I was in school. And I graduated with 4.93. I was the overall best student in my faculty, and I was like, okay. And with the way the Nigerian education system is, I look at everything. Should I start with graduate assistants? I was like, if I would need to start with, and I just felt like, okay, if I want to continue my education, it will actually be on scholarship. Yeah, and I don't even want the scholarship to be in Nigeria, because I did my undergraduate in Nigeria and I was not on scholarship. Anytime they post our results in school, people keep asking me, are you on scholarship? How were you able to maintain from 4.90 to finish with 4.93? It was not easy without scholarship. Just have to go to farm, do some farm jobs, try to look for school fees. Sometimes my mom will go and borrow the school fees. Myself and my brother, we are in school together. And I just have to make her proud and to encourage her to feel like, okay, the money that she borrowed is actually bringing out something. And I try my possible best then. I pray for scholarship. I try to apply, in Nigeria. I couldn't get. And until when I got to 400 level, I just removed my mind from scholarship. Then when I was in my NYC, I felt like this is the opportunity for me to also try again. And I made good use of my NYC period. I made perfect use of it. I was posted to Ikoro Abasi local government in Akwa Ibom State. Akwa Ibom State is a very good state. It's a very quiet and a very beautiful state. And I was posted to university, and there is always light. We have solar. There is no issue. There is no light. Even when the whole local government is experiencing issue, we will have access to light. And I started this online application to graduate school. It was one of the opportunities that I actually did. It's one of the personal development. So what I do, I know I don't have enough money, although NYC is paying me. I am doing, I was doing online classes. I was teaching people online. I was helping people with data analysis, research, and we're building a company then with my colleague that we school together. So what I do is that I made good use of LinkedIn. LinkedIn was my close friend. LinkedIn, it was like my close friend. I make good use of LinkedIn. I try to connect with so many people that are in graduate schools, try to chat them up. I think I even volunteered. Okay, let me just, because of our time, let me just go straight to how I actually get to Italy. I was focusing on, right? I was focusing on US. I know a brother that is in US doing PhD in mathematics, and he was also one of those that encouraged me to apply to graduate school. But all of a sudden, this brother is not answering me. I message him, he will not reply. He doesn't even reply me. Till I got here, he doesn't reply me. He's not replying to my messages. He's not replying me at all. So I just go to LinkedIn. I started seeing opportunities. There are some associations that some people will post that you can apply to, just like Mike. I applied to Mike Taiwo. I was disappointed. I think I failed. I faced assessment first time, second time, third time, fourth time. I was just assessment. Yeah. And I also some others. I applied to iScholar, and I got to the interview stage. And when they want to pick people, I don't know what happened. My name was not there. I applied to so many other things like that I applied to. So it was this man. Victor Agboga. Victor Agboga. You can search his name, Victor Agboga, like Victor, like then AGB, I think AGBOGA. Victor Agboga. He has a YouTube channel. So I was in my PPA. I was just on a laptop. I volunteered to do data analysis because I know that people that are doing research, they will need data analysis. So I was messaging some PhD students on my LinkedIn. I messaged some of them, and they told me that they would get back into me. I actually messaged them because I want to volunteer. It will help them. I wasn't asking for money, so it was only one of them that replied me, and I helped her. Her name is Blessing Omobolanle. Yeah. So I was helping her with data analysis. She's into animal science, I think in Ireland or somewhere, but she's doing a PhD. So I was helping her. Then I told her that I saw University of Calabria, and I was thinking maybe I should apply. And she told me that, okay, I can apply, that she's going to pay for my application fee. And I was like, I'm not interested, that she should not worry. She was like, I should try. I should try, because I have applied to US, I've applied to UK, you know. It was just like, it was just, we are sorry to inform you that we are, unfortunately, we are going to inform you. And so I would advise you that please just seek schools that have application fee waiver, because that is one of the challenges. If you convert the to Naira, it is a whole lot for somebody that did not have money, that, you know, if you're not from a home that there is money, you know, and education is one of the things that can take you far. Education is one of the things that can take you far, and it's one of the reasons why I was so serious with my studies then. And it was when the application was about closing, about 24 hours, the application wanted to be closed. This school that I am right now, they now sent me email that if you did not pay your application fee, your application will not be considered. And I was like, should I pay this application? Then I have to message her. Unfortunately, she was not online. I have to call her on WhatsApp. She was not even online. And we went for CCDS, and she called me. I was the president of my CCDS, so I have to excuse myself. I pick up, ma, I now want to apply. Please, ma, how? She now said, but you say you don't want to. Okay, let me help you to pay it. That was how I paid. I paid late application fee. And even the application, I was very sluggish, because it was the last school I applied to. The last. I already put off my mind from that. Maybe this graduate school is not for me. Okay, let me just do on that thing. So when the school released admission, they released the admission, and I got the email. My name is not there. The first list. The second list, my name is not there, and I received email too. They will send you email that these are the people that we have a pick. And I put up I just did this school again. So I just put up. So it was, I think, on the May 29, we had a CDS group. We used to go to schools to talk to those students that they should be serious with their academic. Then I was the president also. Then I was also the speaker. So I just got to the venue, and it was raining heavily, because Akwa Ibom State is a very cold state, and rain is always coming down. It's always raining every time. So I just saw email, and I was like, who sent me emails? And you know, immediately you finish your undergraduate, you will know how to be checking email like you are checking WhatsApp, because I have missed so many opportunities because of not checking email. I've applied to so many, and if you not check, it will be gone. So always check your email. So I checked my email, and I saw congratulations. I was like, wait, I have the phone, and I made sure that I speak to the students, but I know that I saw congratulate. So when I now got home, I now on my phone back. I have to on my phone so that it will not be like a dream, because I've never seen scholarship in my life. People have been seeing scholarship, they always talk about scholarship. So I just opened on my phone and open it again, and I read it. We are pleased to inform you that you have been awarded a fully funded scholarship to University of Calabria that covers your feeding, covers your stipend, accommodation, covers tuition free, and it's even beyond that when I got here. And I was like, God, now where will I money from? Yeah, because of flight, because I need to have like 2 million naira in my account, and that is also another challenge for me, because in my NYC then I was gathering money. You know, I said I teach online. People in UK, in US, I teach online because online teaching has money. So I teach online. So I gather like 1 million naira. So when I try to do, when they show me the procedure that I will follow before coming here, I wanted to give up. I have to go to Abuja, I have to authenticate my certificate, I have to translate it to Italian language, and I have to send email to the embassy to book appointments. That's another problem. And I did not school in the north. If you school in the north, you go to Abuja, but you school in all other 5 geopolitical zones. Everybody is coming to Lagos, even Benin Republic. So that's another problem. I sent email to embassy for good 4 months before they reply me. 4 months. I was sending email every blessed day from June to September. So it was not easy. So now embassy now replied, they now give me December. I was like, Jesus. And exam is on January. If I come December, how will I write the exam? So I was just telling God that God have mercy, God have mercy, God. Then there was a man that I also met on LinkedIn. He just messaged me that I can apply to graduate school. Then I told him that, sir, I already have admission, but there's no money, you know. And he told me that what we are going to do is that I should post it online, that people will gather money for me. I was like, oh, I can't put this thing online. You know, if you want to travel out, you will want to keep it as a secret. And I will tell you, if you are broke, don't keep quiet too. If you know you are from a home that you are not really financial, don't keep quiet. It's only people that are from rich, a wedding home that keep quiet. So it took me a month before I posted that thing on LinkedIn. I posted it. People that promised me, that encouraged me, I was surprised. So many of them, they just turn back. So I'll just tell you, just have your personal money. Just have your personal money. So it was when I post on LinkedIn, I post on Facebook that a man that promised me now reached out that am I sure that this scholarship is real? I guess this scholarship is real, and I've done this. The man now sent me 1 million naira. He sent me 1 million. I said, okay, with my own 700K, because after going to Abuja, I went to Nasarawa State. I slept. It was not easy with insecurity. I was just begging God that God, don't let him Boko Haram to kidnap me on the road. You know, leaving Akwa Ibom to Abuja and traveling back, and I need to do clearance because that is the final clearance. It was not easy, but I just thank God. Then when the money completes, people contributed money from me online. I received 400,000, 200,000, 50,000, 10,000, down to 500 naira. So when the money completes, it now remains embassy to adjust the date from December to September. I keep sending email. And on September 22 in the morning, the embassy reached out to me. They adjusted the date to September 29. He said I should be coming on the 30 September. Before the 29, on the 25, the visa section have to message me that, dear Mr. Daniel, you can come to the consulate to come and submit your visa. When I got to the visa office, the woman was asking me, Daniel, where have you been? I was like, man, I'm sorry, I've been sending email. They did not. He said, you're on a scholarship, you are meant to have gone. And the woman was like, don't worry, the visa will be ready. I was like, man, would they approve it? Because visa is not something that anybody can assure you anywhere. And I even wrote in my interview, I told them that I borrowed money online. I have to post online. People have to gather money for me. They say it's not a problem. Your visa will be approved. You know, you went to a visa to apply for a visa, and they are telling you that don't worry, if it is ready, they will approve it. And the Nigerians in Italy are also good to me. They have been good. In fact, they even sent me money too. You know, when I told them that the visa said, the visa officer said they will call me. They were like, no, if the visa officer called you, that means you are in problem. I said, but she told me that once the visa is ready, they will call me. And I was like, and they were telling me that no, they don't used to call, no, you will receive email. In fact, I have to go through TLS. The visa told me that I should not go to TLS, I should come to them directly. I just went there and I paid the visa fee, I did everything. And within a week, the visa was out. Oh my Jesus. Within a week, visa was issued and they called me, hello, Daniel, come and take your visa and be going. And you just apply for visa and somebody tell you that you should not worry that it will be ready. It was just God, and people that promised me money, it was only one of them that turned back and sent me 1 million naira, even from my church, from Redeem, that they told me that since I'm a best student, I'm good at that, they will sponsor everything for me. Almost they turn back the church, Deeper Life, Redeem, my church, the Apostolic Church, everybody turn back, because I'm a son of an ordinary man, but I believe that excellence will prevail, excellence will prevail in everything. And just make sure that you hold God, it's just God, because the way my own just happened, it was just like at every point, even when I booked for my flight, I was not given the ticket. I have to send emails to, I was like, village people, I beg you, So when they told me that the third flight that I would take to my final destination, that did not have a seat, that I should rebook again. So, and I took 3 different flights, and as I was coming, I was meeting Nigerians that they are trying to tell me that, okay, take your flight, okay, come, okay, to another flight. Because if I miss a flight, I'll pay like at least $250 if you miss a flight, And I really want to thank God, because I want to say that you should just hold up onto God. See, just God, because human being will push you and they will turn back. I'm serious. People that told me that they will support me, they were the first person to post me on their status to congratulate me that we help him, we support on their status, And I really want to thank God. I really want to thank God. So please, just hold on to God and don't focus on only a particular country, because try to look out to all other countries, because this school is the only school I applied to in Italy and I got it. Only school in the whole Europe. So thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Daniel, thank you very much for that wonderful insight. Thank you for sharing your testimony with us. I was hoping each and every one of us to celebrate Mr. Daniel with me this evening. Thank you very much for that one, for sharing that wonderful experience with us. I don't know about any of you as the participants this evening, but I can confirm to you, that I've been learning. And one of the things that I've been taking note of is about Mr. Daniel's story is that he started early. I can remember he said he started applying during his NYC program. There's no specified time that we can't start, whether the application cycle is open or not. We can make research about potential applications that we are intended to take. Another words to describe is so far is committed hard work. He had the first, he wanted to study abroad. He graduating with a distinction, whatness. He willing to just keep that or shelve that or put that on display. Yes, you graduated with the first class, you graduated with the second class, you graduated with the second class lower. That does not limit your journey. That is not the end of your story. What are you going to do with it? So Mr. Daniel has showed us this evening that we cannot just sit down on whatever we graduated with. Yes, what are you going to do with it? And then another thing to describe his journey so far is that he made use of what he had to get what he wants. Never forget that he mentioned that he made use of LinkedIn, was persistent. He mentioned that he had 3-4 failures. He want to say his failures, rejections. I wouldn't want to use those words. Those words are a little bit negative. But I want to use the word that he had to step up 4 times in the same applications. and he got turned down many several, but then that didn't stop him. He carried on, he forged ahead. Another word to describe his journey is he was looking for mentorship. He mentioned one Mr. Victor Agboga. I was hoping that each and every one of us will also dive into our LinkedIn page, look up to people out there that are waiting for people to come to them, to that are willing to spread their hand, to open up. Don't look at people that are within your circle. Expand your course. Look beyond what you have within your surroundings. He mentioned one thing. He said fee waiver is an important clause in the application cycle. If you are to convert many of those application fees to Nigerian naira, is a lot. So make sure you're on the lookout for university, tertiary institutions that offer fee waivers. All that things to describe his journey. He engaged actively in leadership. You could hear from his testimony that he was not just a serving corps member, he was the president of his CDS group. Make sure you are stepping out in front of lead others. Many of the application committees, many of the people that are reviewing application, you will want to agree with me. In past days that we've been listening to the graduate school conference, I'm sure many of our speakers would have mentioned that leadership is one key attribute that application committee are looking up to from a potential applicant. So don't just sit, develop yourself. You heard very well from the story that he engaged in data analytics. We are in a global age. Data is everything. The world is ruled by data. So get your hands with while you are waiting for your application, while you are waiting for the reviewer, you are waiting to submit your application, while you are waiting for expectations, the desired expectation. Make sure you are also keeping your hands in one thing or the other. And then it's mentioned one thing. It said faith. Faith is an important clause. Faith is an important aspect of your graduate school journey. Don't take that out. He said you should befriend your mail. Don't just send applications and then that's all. Make sure you check your mail from time to time. Make sure you check it.
Yes, I'm able to speak now. Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear me too this evening?
Yes, I can.
All right. Thank you for joining us this evening. Mr. Ayomide, your profile says that you are currently in Canada, where you are completing your master's program under the Master's Card Foundation Scholarship Program. Mr. Ayomide, how did you get to Canada? What are the things you did? What are the things that you do differently? Please, in 7 minutes, please, can you share your testimony with us? What are the things that you feel that we can do to get to where you are? Come and join you in Canada. We want to come and school with you in the University of British Columbia. What are the things that we need to do? What are the things that we need to put in place? Mr. Ayomide, the floor is all yours, sir.
All right, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Timothy. And thank you once again also to the committee and the general team for the invitation. So regarding my journey to Canada, and like you mentioned, I came through MasterCard Scholars Foundation Program, MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program. And it's actually just one out of like many other routes through which someone can actually study in Canada. And in fact, is not even like the most, how would I say, it's just one out of many, right? And for people who might have checked through MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program application, it's actually like competitive. And so you're applying to the school, you're also applying to the scholarship at the same time. But the beauty about it is that if you get it, by the time if you get it to the very end, it must be that the package comes together, that you get like the admission. MasterCard Foundation Scholars Programs will reach out to you that you've also gotten the scholarship, right? So which makes it, at least, although it's very tedious, but that makes it more that your scholarship is covered because you're applying through the scholarship program. So you're not applying to the school just like, you will still apply to the school, but you are going to follow it through the route that is laid down to you by the scholarship program. Which is like a very exciting one. And if I want to talk about like things that I think actually like guided me towards like getting there, I must acknowledge and say first and foremost is the grace of God, because no matter how good you are, right? For example, and I applied to actually 2 schools. I was accepted in like 2 schools under MasterCard, which is McGill and UBC. And you could imagine both of them have approximately like 10,000 applicants, and they are selecting just like 30, 40 people each. So what is the odd of selection? It looks almost like this is very, very crazy, right? And almost everyone is also exposed to almost the same information online and all of that. And I think one of the major distinguishing factor, which I must definitely acknowledge, is the grace of God. And just like Apostle Paul said, despite the work, right, despite the grace, nevertheless, we still have to labor and we still have to work. And in the place of work, that has to do with like talking about the excellence, having, making sure at least having good grade, because the grade is just more of like, is a qualifying factor. It's not really all that it is. So it just like makes you eligible to apply, right? And it's not all about like having first class. There are people who have like lower grade, who have also like gotten scholarship, especially like 2-1. And there are also like people who have gotten 2-2 as well. But the chance, I must acknowledge, is lower by the time it is like 2-2 or lower. But and maybe applying to like maybe supervisor directly might be a better option, right? Rather than applying to like a scholarship program. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. This is not a professional advice. I'm just saying this for my own personal opinion, right? Because if you're applying to a supervisor directly, that is now based on how much the person likes you, how much you're able to get along, and you are able to like prove to the person beyond your grade that you can actually bring meaningful contribution to the person's lab, right? So the person might be able to put in more work for you, that despite your low grade, that you might still be able to join. But truth be told, a very good grade, it makes the conversation to be easier to start. The good grade is not the all defining thing, but at least it gives you the platform to have that conversation, right? To be able to now bring in other things. And I have some people that have like, and one of the things, okay, I don't want to digress, but let me just say that because I think I saw a message about someone speaking about like people who have like low grade and all of those things. One of the things I know some of the people I know have done is that they get their, and I'm not saying this as an advice that you have to follow. There are people who have applied with their like 2-2 and all of that and still get their scholarship. But some of the things I know which some people have also done is that they get their masters first in Nigeria and then they now apply to PhD abroad. And or some of them apply to another masters again abroad. So they first use like these masters here to cover the grade that they think is not so good to use to apply to scholarship. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So that's like the techniques some other people actually also use. But coming back to my own, and I think when I was applying, one of the things that actually like I think probably stand out in my application was the fact that I have like a lot of volunteering and leadership experience, a lot of them. And I never knew that they were like that much until I had to like start up. If you're applying, you have to write a lot of essays. And when I have to like write essay and they begin to like ask different questions and all of that, and then I have to like, start compiling all of the things that I've done in the past and all of that. And truth be told, I was not doing all of the things I was doing because I want to apply to scholarship. I was just doing them because I actually love it. I love volunteering. I love community engagement. I have always been doing it. And as at the time I was applying, I realized that I've been volunteering actively for like 10 years. Prior to the time I was going to apply, I have had like over 40 social impact community activities that I've involved, many which I led and some which I just like participated in. So I think it actually makes it easy for me. Like I don't have to struggle to like tell story. I just have to like just be very true about what I've been doing and what I've been involved in. Right. So that volunteering experience and filling in the essay was not like a very difficult thing for me at all. From the point of content. Okay, time is almost gone. So, and I have to like also speak with, and one of the things that actually helped me, and which I also advise, please get a mentor. You can be very qualified and have all of those things, but there are like some small things that you might not pay attention to. That if you have someone who have done it before, they can be able to like call your attention to it. Like I also met someone, I met the person on LinkedIn. I've never met her physically to date. We just met on LinkedIn. I chatted that, and she was the person who like started going through and reviewing my essay. She just reviewed it once, right? She reviewed just one essay, and I was able to like use that one review to do my other applications, and they turned out also successful. And the major thing I realized is that there were things that I focused on, which are good, but I did not focus on like some other things which are also like very needed, right? For example, you're applying to Mastercard Foundation Scholars Program in a particular school. They usually have their target value system, right? And you don't just want to write about yourself. You want to write yourself connecting yourself to that value system, and which is like very important. You can get so carried away just talking about what you've done and you don't connect it, right? And then I was also able to, through a review, I was able to get the system of writing with star approach and all of that, and applying with that. And I also have like beautifully, I also have someone who is not really like into scholarship thing. This is just someone who read it from the place of emotion, or let me say like being a friend, looking at it from a third party angle, and she would just like also help me review it. And this is like reviewing just from like a general perspective. And I also like got like very wonderful feedback also from there. And that makes me propose that maybe you need someone who has passed through the process before to read your scholarship, and someone who doesn't really is into scholarship this thing. Maybe getting the two perspective could help, because it actually helped me, right? So that is it. And just to wrap up with, I think I saw a question too about like scholarship, and okay, maybe we might do that during Q&A. But regarding my story, I think that is it, right? For now, except if there's like a question that will prompt me to like want to talk more about some other particular angle. But thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ayomide Miracle. Thank you very much. Well, I'm learning a lot and I'm improving myself this evening. I'm not also here as just the moderator alone. I'm also coming in here to improve myself. And if there's anything that I learned from his story this evening, he started off from where the last speaker laid off. He started with faith. Faith is an important aspect of your journey. Don't forget that. Don't leave that out of your journey. You can be good, you can be qualified. But then there's a maker, there's a creator in the heavens who decides our fate. And another thing to describe this journey, he put hard work to he mentioned in his story. He mentioned in his story that you have to put in hard work in place through your grace. But let that not be a discouragement for people who graduated with a low grade. He mentioned an alternative that I wrote down. You can go for a master's program that can cover up your grade. But then graduating it with a 2-2, graduating a 2-1, that shouldn't be a limit. That shouldn't be a barrier. That shouldn't be a stumbling block for your graduate school program. Another quality that I so much encourage in him is that he gets an advisor. He gets a mentor, sorry. Forgive me for that. He gets a mentor, someone to review his SOP, someone to review his CV. Yes, your CV is good to you, but then do you know that if others may review it for you, you might have 1,001 errors or things that you could improve upon. So don't just sit on your own perfection. Don't just sit on what your knowledge is telling you. Get mentors, speak with people that can help you review your standings, people that can put you in a better position in the graduate school application. Another thing is advice, or get a research advice, or reach out to people, reach out to professors. I think one of the major things that we spoke about in one of the days of the graduate school program is that get a research advisor, reach out to people, call mail professors, call mail individuals that you know that your study, your research journey aligns with. Reach out to them, seek if they have an opening in their labs, in their organizations that can easily just hasten your journey. And another thing that he mentioned is that volunteering, I will say that again, that volunteering is a big part of the graduate school application. Graduate school committees, we always look at what you've done with your time. Don't just sit and cross your leg. Yeah, I graduated with a distinction. What have you engaged in? Are there leadership qualities in you? Have you volunteered? Have you given up your time for other people to enjoy? So, Mr. Ayomide, thank you very much for that wonderful insight. We really appreciate that. This evening, I will also carry on to the next speaker, in person of Mr. Frank Kwambe Ayesu. Forgive me if I didn't pronounce that right. Mr. Frank, are you here with us this evening, sir?
Yes, I'm here. So can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Mr.
Yeah.
Frank, good evening, sir, and thank you very much for joining us this evening on the graduate school program, the 2026 edition. Mr. Frank, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, your profile says that you are an Erasmus scholar. Presently, you are a Ghanaian. You are an Erasmus scholar under the joint program, and you are touring Finland, Australia, Chile, and Germany. But if you ask me, I will say that is a wonderful profile. So, Mr. Frank, this evening, this is what you need you to talk about for us this evening. Your journey to where you are presently. How did it go? How did you get to where you are presently? How did you get to where you are presently?
All right, thank you very much. It's a great opportunity to be with you. Nigeria is my most cherished country on the African continent because I've had some very good friends from there, both my academic endeavor and my professional endeavor. So it's always a joy to, be amongst them. They're family to me. Yes, so my story is not really flamboyant like the others. It's quite boring, but it is what it is. So I completed my first degree in 2014, quite long ago. And I remember very well in one lecture, my lecturing professor made a statement that after your first degree, there is no reason for you to go and study self-funded. He said there are a lot of scholarship opportunities everywhere. And so as long as you are done with your first degree and you have a good grade, there is no reason. And then by good grade, I don't mean just the first class, but I mean something that you can move on with. And so that really stuck into my head. And growing up, I've had the passion for doing a lot of volunteering job. So in 2012, whilst I was in the university, I brought together a few friends of mine. We went back to my village and then we held our first outreach. And then ever since, we've been holding outreaches every blessed year. This year, my outreach comes off next 2 weeks. I will also gather speakers from all around the world, from China, from everywhere, and then we'll have a very wonderful session. And so I think this is just a rehearsal for my program. It's now straight into my journey. I worked with a mining company for almost 2 years after my program from 2014 to 2016. And afterwards, I joined a power plant company, which I worked for nearly a decade. Basically, because I wanted to really understand myself and also get to know what I want to do with my life. Because what really did I want? Is it that I wanted to continue with the mineral processing, or I wanted to do something different? Because I believe it's a free world. So the fact that you're doing something in first degree doesn't necessarily mean you should do that at the second degree. So it really gave me a very good opportunity to make an informed decision for myself. It is also worth saying that before I completed university, somewhere around 2014 May, I sat down and planned a 20-year personal development plan for myself. I asked myself, Frank, what do you really want to do with your life? What do you want to make out of your life? So it was something that I had to take myself back and then think thoroughly, because I was planning my life for the next 20 years. And after that, I sent it to my head of department that this is what I want to do with my life. So I want him to be my mentor. So he was quite shocked because, I mean, with his experience, that was the first time a student had done that. Not because I was an exceptional student. No, I graduated with an upper. But I've always believed that if you are consistent enough, it breaks everything. You don't have to be the best out of a class. Just keep doing what you're doing, and then make sure that your today is better than your yesterday, that tomorrow also finds you a more better person. And that has been my compelling impetus. So the final decision to further my studies came around 2022 with some colleagues of mine who right after university went into academia, some of which had finished their their PhDs in Australia, Canada, and other parts of the world, even in China. So there was a clarion call. They kept that, Frank, you need to further your studies. And it was true. I really felt that I wanted to go back to my first love. That was mineral processing. With the words of my professor, I got an opportunity at Russell's Bondos. The first time I applied was in 2022. And then this is how I approach things. When I want to do something, I go in with a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of zeal, and everything. So in my first attempt, I applied to 10 schools under the Erasmus Mundus program. Another very interesting thing is that I didn't really feel the need, and this is very personal, to pay for any application fee. I applied for some schools in the US which I paid application fee, but once I found that Erasmus Mundus didn't require any fee paying, I think it was good, and then most of the programs were also good. Now, this is an advice I always give to people. I was reading minerals engineering, but I realized that I could fit in other areas like environmental science, mining, and other things. So my approach to the application was that I selected programs under environmental science, 3 programs. I selected programs under material science. I selected programs under mining. So I don't know, they had almost about 9 programs, and I gave each application my best. There were times where, and I used to run shifts. I've run shifts almost like 10 years of my life. I go to work 7 in the morning, I close at 7 p.m. I go for night at 7 p.m., I close at 7 a.m. in the morning. And most of these times when I was at work, I invested a lot of my free time applying, doing research. When I was off days, I went to the library to research and then to apply. In the first year, I had 5 rejections. Not too flamboyant a story, I must admit. And the other 2 I got one was a partial scholarship. The other scholarship came late. By the time they had already gone to school. And so I was advised to apply the next year. The next year, I applied to 7 schools because some of the schools told me that my background couldn't really fit exactly with what they are doing at the moment. And it was quite understandable. And others also told me that what I learned 10 years ago, because this was in almost 2023, and I had left school in 2014. That was almost a decade. And so the argument was that most of what I'd learned were no longer in the system. How to really understand my faith and then focus on 7. Thankfully, all that was needed was for me to get that one opportunity, and the rest has been history. So my program entailed mobility across Finland, that was my host country, then Austria, then to Latin America, Chile, a very, very beautiful country, and then finally to Germany, where currently I'm doing my thesis. So I think, I'm sure during the Q&A section, we'll have a lot of opportunity to express a lot of things and then share a lot more. I think I have some few seconds left. So far, so good. That has been my journey. And hopefully we would want to answer a lot of questions and offer advice and any counsel we can to others. There are some few areas I would want to touch on, but probably my time is up. So in the Q&A section, when the opportunity presents itself, probably I will touch on it. Timothy, thank you for the opportunity, and then back to you. Timothy, are you there?
I'm still with you. Can we all hear me?
I think we can hear you now, so you cannot take over.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Frank. Once again, thank you very much for sharing your insights with us. We really appreciate that. And to the rest of the participants, I hope we are taking down one or few things this evening to improve ourselves. If for nothing, I am also taking down notes. And one of the things that I noted down while he was speaking is that you don't, if you have a good grade, seek help through scholarship. That's one thing. Even if you don't have a good grade, also seek help through scholarship. Don't just sit down whether your grade is good or not. Seek help through scholarship. Another thing is to have a clear goal and development plan. He sat down and drafted a plan. Are you also drafting a plan, or you are just following the tide wherever it leads? If it doesn't come, set out a goal for yourself. And then he also mentioned that he was giving his application his best. I want to advise that we see every of our application as a proposal. We don't just put in our documents together, put in our SOPs together. See it as a proposal, do the due diligence, and I'm sure the results will come. And then another thing is the rejection does not measure up to the acceptance. You can have 10 rejections, but once the acceptance hits, you just have to hit just once, and then it will fade out all the rejections that you have received in time past. Once again, I want to appreciate Mr. Frank. Thank you very much for that one. Mana Samson. Good evening. Is Mr. Victor here with us this evening?
Good evening.
All right,
Please,
Mr.
can you hear
Victor,
me?
good evening, sir. I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Although we appreciate if you can speak up a little bit. Good evening, sir. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Thank you very much for making it a point of duty to join us here this evening on the program, Graduate School Conference, the 2026 edition. Mr. Victor, sorry about that. Your profile says that you are currently undergoing your PhD program. You're currently undergoing your PhD program in China presently. Mr. Victor, please, can you share with us this evening, how did you get to China? I am aspiring to be in China with you. What are the things you think I should put in place? What are the steps that you take that if I follow, I can surely be in China with you? Mr. Victor, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening and good morning from China. It's midnight, so you pardon me, I won't be able to speak too loud because it's night and there are restrictions to noise at night here, so I won't be able to speak too loud. Thank you very much. Once again, thanks to the organizers for inviting me, and I also want to appreciate the previous speakers who have spoken. Yeah, I'm Victor, and I'm rounding up my PhD actually in China already, and I've been here for a while, and I think I'll say this quickly. Just like my, should I say, colleague from UCAS, or is it USTC has spoken, that's Miss Imabom spoke earlier also. Yeah, having a PhD or studying in China, just it's a great one. It's a nice opportunity, and very quickly I'll just say this. For me, one of the things that got me this opportunity when I applied to the school was my proposal. The school I applied to, when I applied, I did not know I need to even send a cold mail to that particular professor, to the university. I only saw the scholarship advert and I applied to the school directly. And when I did, after some time, a professor contacted me that she saw my application. That's my supervisor. That she saw my application and she read through my proposal, that she's really interested in it. That's what they do in their lab. And sincerely, I didn't check out her profile before that time. I just went there to write what I wanted to do. And she contacted me. In fact, that was when I realized I didn't submit my CV. And she requested for my CV and had an interview with me, a very long interview, 1 hour. I won't forget that day, 1 hour interview. And after that, I was almost certain I would get it because she really asked me several questions and I could answer most of them. So one of the things I would say is this: to apply successfully in China, you need to realize currently the competition is getting more, especially due to several challenges in some countries, like the visa ban and so on. So there is actually a rush in China currently. And there is also the issue of funding. Chinese have several scholarships. There's the ANSO scholarship, there's the Chinese government scholarship, there are also university-based scholarships, and there is also the provincial scholarship. These are just few that are common. So you may not want to go for ANSO because Imabom is an ANSO scholar. You may not want to go for Chinese government scholarship because I'm there or something. Look for one that you can fit into. For ANSO, for instance, it's getting more competitive, and many people apply just for this scholarship and miss out on others. So please, while you're applying, apply for all. Now, several things you need to do is, one, you need to know the research trend in your interested field of study. If you want to come to China, China is research intensive. And if you are writing, one of the things you write is a study plan when applying. And that study plan, to a large extent, it determines if you'll be selected. To a large extent, that's not the only selection criteria. But if you have a very robust study plan and a rich one that is current, novel, and so on, you stand a very good chance of getting admitted in China. Also, know your field. China is research intensive. Unlike the US and other European countries where they want to train you, in China, it's not really easy. One, because of the language barrier. Secondly, I'm sorry to say this, where we are coming from Africa, Nigeria, we are coming from an area where we are more of a theoretical based, should I say, researchers. We are more focused on theory because we don't have those facilities. In China, they do this thing from undergraduate. And so most times, grad school is not a training ground in China. It's more like, oh, the professor recruits you or you get a scholarship, you join the lab, and they want you to start working immediately. Methods that you may need to, of course, some labs, they will teach you a little bit, but it's not really common. You tend to have seen many graduate students here struggling to do their work. So please, don't just have interest alone. Know about how to do some of those things. Thank God we are in where we have internet and some of those things where you can watch videos on YouTube and learn several methodologies and skills in your research field. So that's one of the things as well. Now, going on, you need to have your international passport here, your CV, your transcripts. These are documents I use, and that's why I'm going straight to them. Your transcripts. And also sometimes they may request for English proficiency. But as a Nigerian or an African, especially from West Africa, if you've written the, or I've forgotten the name now, you can always use your WAEC results, the English language, as a test of English. Also, you need 2 recommendation letters from professors, 2 to 3, from professors or associate professors. And these are the major things that you need. But I must say this quickly. In China, you need to figure out things yourself, especially when it comes to research. So please, don't just be interested in traveling abroad alone. Have a good research interest and know that field of study. Know your field of study. Know what you are doing. If possible, one of the things that will give you an edge is having publication. When you have a good publication history, you may be wondering, how do you publish your BSc work that you left, that you say it's just for the shelf? Go back to it, discuss with your supervisor, try to craft out an article and publish something from it, because it could give you an edge. They like publication here. And so when you have such things, it will make you stand out. Also, grades doesn't matter at times. In China, all these things are considered holistically. But the issue is that good grades at times will make you get that opportunity for interview. It's not always so, but it will help you get that opportunity for interview. And also, again, I will say this, look for several scholarships. There are 4 major scholarships I've told you already, the Chinese government scholarships. The application requirements are usually same. In fact, their database for applying is almost the same. So look for some of these scholarships like the ANSO, the Chinese government scholarship, provincial scholarship, and university-based scholarships. There are several universities. In my city alone, we have more than 7 universities. And out of that 7, at least 5 of them offer scholarships, university-based scholarships. And some of them, the pay is as good as the Chinese government scholarship. So you need to do that search based on your research interest. And lastly, you need to put in the work. Applying for scholarships even to China is not easy. The websites may have to be converted to English or translated to English. And so you may not get exactly the information you may be looking for. So it will take a lot of time to navigate it. But please don't give up. Keep searching for it till you get that information, till you get the guides. And also check out several applications. I want to say this quickly before I round up. There is a timeline for admission. For instance, for this year, September intake, most admission cycles are over already. Admission opens between September every year until, for some schools, maybe till April, for some February, and for some scholarships, February. So try to start early. If you want to come to China next year, September, you have to start now. Start identifying schools in your field of study, schools that have your interest. And also, please ensure you are picking English-based programs. In China, they have some programs that are Chinese-based, some are English and Chinese. You can go for those ones. Anything beside that, you may need to present a language certificate, the HSK language certificate. And if you don't have it, automatically you'll be disqualified and they may not inform you. Also, you can explore sending mails to some professors, although it's not easy getting a reply because of the timing. Wherever you are, just know that China is GMT, I think, +7. So whenever you are trying to send mails, try to send it by mornings. The previous sessions, in the previous days, I believe they've already talked about how to send the mail. So try to do that. But that timing, take note of it, that China is GMT +7. So anything you are doing, always ensure it's towards money, not your own money, but China's money, where those professors could be in the office and they will easily just get that information. And I want to say this, don't give up. Scholarship pursuit is not, if it's like looking for a job, you don't give up, you don't stop searching for jobs because you've not gotten any. You keep searching until you get. So don't give up. There's a scholarship for everybody. The problem at times may be that you are not looking at the right place, or you are not looking at the one you qualify for. So there are numerous scholarships in Asia, wherever. So don't give up. Search, match your own profile, evaluate yourself, and so on. And know that you are competing with people globally. So whatever you can do to make yourself, whatever legal thing you can do to make yourself competitive, do it. If you need to publish, if you need to volunteer, do that. And I know that you will not get love letters this time around. You get acceptance. Thank you very much.
All right, Mr. Frank, thank you very much for the wonderful insights. We really appreciate your wonderful insights for us this evening. Gentlemen and ladies, I'm sure we've all been educated tonight. From what Mr. Victor has shared with us, let me give you a brief of what I've written down. He said, do the due diligence. Check your details, ensure that your applications can be traced back to you. He mentioned something very important, that the graduate committee had to reach back to him through his contacts. Imagine if his contacts were not well expressed in his applications. How do you think they will contact him? Another thing is, make sure you have a studying plan. It's very important. And then brace yourself for work. China is not just a training ground, it is a working ground. Prepare yourself to work, prepare yourself for the language barrier. You are meeting a lot of people with different that you have in one way or the other. At some point in time, you have to learn Chinese if you're going to China. So prepare your CV, prepare your transcript, prepare your passport, prepare your recommendation letter from professors if possible. And if you can't, make sure you can get recommendations from people of noble standings in the academic field. Know your field of study, prepare thorough work, publish if possible. That's another important thing that most of our speakers has mentioned during the graduate school conference. Publish if possible. Explore all scholarship opportunity. Monitor your application cycles and start early. Don't wait till the ending of application cycles before you start sending your applications. Most graduate committee will probably just shelve your application if it is turned in late. So please monitor application cycles and start early. Give your application your best. I said the other time, treat your application as a proposal. Don't just submit whatever you want. Make sure you put in your best to your applications. And then another thing you mentioned is make sure you are selecting English-based program. If you've not learned Chinese language before, make sure you are opting for English-based program. Reach out to professors if possible with respect to time zone. Be intentional about your mails. Don't just send mail with your own convenience. Make sure it is well targeted. And don't give up. There's a scholarship for every profile. So thank you very much, Mr. Victor. Thank you very much to all our speakers this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, I will have to step aside now for my co-moderator to come in. Miss Amire Oluwatosin, are you here with us this evening?
Yes, I am.
All right, Miss Tosin, over to you now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timothy. I would like to welcome and also appreciate our esteemed participants and also our speakers. My name is and I have learned a lot from this session, from this panel discussion, and I am going to keep this, and I'm sure it's going to be useful for me and also. Please confirm that you can hear me. Thank you so much. So now we will be going into another important conversation of this panel discussion, navigating life, studies, and balance. And we know that getting a fully funded scholarship or getting an opportunity is another journey. But sustaining excellence, managing pressure, dealing with loneliness, keep showing up every day to get more speakers. And without further ado, I would go right into the session. And I would start with Miss Imabasi. Miss Imabasi, are you here with us? Please, my line is breaking. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Josie, your line is breaking, but I think at some point it's stable.
Please, can you hear me now? Thank you so much. Okay, so we would be going right into the navigating life, studies, and balance discussion. And I would start with Miss Imabasi. And I have just a very few questions for you. And so we would like you to tell us that how do you manage the pressure of research, knowing that you're currently having your studies in organic chemistry? How do you manage the pressure of research while maintaining personal balance? Have there been moments where the workload felt overwhelming? How did you navigate that? We'd like to hear from you, ma'am. Miss Imabasi?
Hello, I can hear you now. Sorry, I think your network was breaking, so I didn't get what you said. At some point,
Sorry about that. I'll take that again. So I said that how did you manage the pressure of research while maintaining personal balance? Have there been moments where the workload felt overwhelming for you during your studies? How did you navigate that?
Thank you very much for the question. Actually, currently, I haven't started to research work, an actual research work. I'm not yet in the lab. I'm still undergoing my coursework because at UCAS, for master's program, you get to undergo a coursework for, I think, 9 to 10 months. I came in September, and I'll be done in July, July, yes. Then for PhD, it's 6 months. So, hello, can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I'm with you.
So, I'm currently taking my coursework, but the coursework is still a lot, though.
Oh, okay. So can you share with us how you were able to, how you've been balancing that with your personal life? Has there been any overwhelming moments, and how do you navigate that? In just 3 to 4 minutes, you can just share with us.
So I try as much as possible not to isolate myself. It's very important. We have like a community, Nigerians in UCAS, Nigerians in Beijing, and a lot of them. So because I'm currently in Beijing, so I try as much as possible not to isolate myself. I get to meet up with people because most times when you're alone, you get depression comes in and all. And then I ask questions a lot. Yes, I can ask questions when I don't get it, when I'm not able to do a particular project or like a presentation. I get to ask questions from people that have been here, they've experienced this life I'm currently in, and it has actually been really helpful. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much for that. And as we all can hear her, so when you are in a situation or you are in a place whereby you're far from your house or you're far from home, and one of the things that you need to do is that you don't need to isolate yourself. Join community. You could be in a church, you could be in school, ask questions. And these are quite important. And this will help us to stay, to balance out our personal life and also our work. Thank you so much, Ms. Imabasi, for sharing that with us and for being honest. So Without further ado, you're welcome, ma'am. Without further ado, I would like to ask this question from Mr. Ayomide. Mr. Ayomide, are you still here with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ayomide. So from your profile, I can see that you are balancing academics, leadership, you are also a CEO to a startup. So I would like to ask that, what does balance realistically look for you? How do you avoid burnout while managing all this multiple responsibility at that level?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Personally, I really don't believe in the concept of balancing, and that is because, and some people might actually call it balance, but it's majorly from the concept part, and it's because if you are trying to like balance things that are, like you said, there's going to definitely be that burnout, right? And you always feel tired every time. And for me, I really don't think I have to like struggle to really balance all of these different things, because they are just one thing to me, right? Everything is like integrated. So I'm not really like maybe academics is like separating entirely from my entrepreneurship journey, or that is very separately entirely from my leadership journey. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. It's more of like everything is like one thing to me. So it's just me living one single life. And I think having that concept makes me to be able to flow through it easily. So if there's anything I'm doing and it's not part of me, at least at this point, I think I can tell I'm just disturbing myself. This is not really me. I'm just trying to become someone else. So that is the angle for me. But if it's to, definitely there will be times that you might feel maybe tired, heavy, or you are doing a lot of things. And for me, it's just like relax, delegate tasks to people you are working that I'm delegating tasks to people I'm working with. And if I have to take a break, I take a break. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Ayomide. So, as we can hear from my notes, one thing I took from what you've said is that you need to have time that you relax and delegate tasks, and which is quite important. Thank you so much for being honest for that, Mr. Ayomide. So, right now, I would like to hear from Mr. Daniel. Mr. Daniel, are you here with us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. So you mentioned something like from your profile about uncertainty and growth. And so I'd like to ask you that what strategies or system helped you stay grounded and keep moving forward till now? What are the strategies? What do you do that help you stay grounded and keep moving forward? Let's hear from you, sir.
Thank you very much, ma. One of my strategy, I'm actually a Christian, and I really believe in God. So one of my strategy and one of the things that I really believe in is that someone needs to have faith in God, and I don't need to assume that everything will go the way I planned. And one thing that I also always do is that I always create space for disappointment. Sometimes we cannot be 100% sure that things will go the way we think, even though if we have the qualification, because sometimes this graduate school opportunity, some schools will put it there that even with all your qualification, even though if you merit all the requirements or all the criteria, it doesn't guarantee you for admission. And sometimes some people that are not even up to our profile, they have actually gone far also in this graduate school opportunity. So one thing that I always hold on to is God. Is just God. I always have this belief that it's just God that is the ultimate, is somebody that I will make a decision. It is just God. And I also always try to motivate myself to probably from where I am coming from and where I am going to. Anytime I remember why I started, I just have to also continue, because it takes the grace of God to continue. If we are doing something and the thing is not going the way we plan, and there's something somebody told me that in life you have to redefine yourself. Probably the way you are doing it, you are not doing it rightly, or you should return back to God. It's just God, because when I was doing my own, I keep saying that, have mercy on me, God, just have mercy on me. Let the committee that will review my application, let them see me as someone that's, because they need to be convinced that this person qualified, because the money that they are actually investing, it's worth 15 million per year, like 50 million per year, 100 million naira. Like they want to hand it to someone that they did not know from anywhere. So, and it's only that they need to see that the potential is in this candidate. And sometimes they always have bias. I've seen somebody that has a first class, and the person that has just like maybe 3 points something in the department also applied to this same school. That's somebody that had like 3 points something got. Why somebody that has a first class did not pick the person? So sometimes nobody knows what this committee they are seeing in applications that make them to pick. So I believe that God is just, no matter our religion, God should just be the number one. God should just be the number one, because even anybody that promise you may fail, even if our parents promise, they may not be alive. Like me now, my dad is late, and but thank God, so just God, we should make sure that we put God at the first in everything that we do.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Thank you. So as we all have heard from him, said putting God in the major factor in his journey, and this has been helping him, and his faith is what he has been holding on to. And thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I would like to ask some questions also from Mr. Frank. Mr. Frank, are you here with us? Are you still here with us, sir?
Yes, I am here with you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Frank. So, seeing that you've studied across multiple countries, and that I would like to ask that, how do you constantly adjust and still maintain stability? Like, what habits have helped you stay consistent till now?
Well, thank you. I think, like I said, anytime you remember why you started, that alone keeps you moving. Because, of course, because of the difference in the weather, for example, Finland is a very cold country, one of the coldest countries, because with the shocks, and then moving from one country to another after almost every 6 months, sometimes, and that's a very, very silly list. But you to know that it's just an investment that you have been invested into, and you also need to see that it's a privilege. You were selected from the many, and so you need to give your very best. And because if you see your colleagues making it, there's no point, there's no reason for you to slack. And so to me, apart from my own zeal and the reason I started, the fact that see that the colleagues are also pushing, because you are in the same soup and everybody is doing his best, so you can't slack. I mean, the God factor is also very paramount. I'm determinant, like he said. So it takes a lot, and sometimes to take some time and then enjoy the nature, the scenery, the beauty, the contrast, and it really keeps you refreshed and it keeps you going as well. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for sharing that with us. Thank you. Right now, I would ask Mr. Victor to share one or two things with us. Mr. Victor Mana, are you still here with us, sir?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Victor. Okay, seeing that you are currently pursuing your PhD in China, and understanding that balancing a PhD research, and also we can see that one way or the other, you also mentor and support other people. And how do you structure your life to stay effective? How do you manage expectations from both yourself and maybe others on people that you'd like to help? Would like to hear from you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to say, actually, it's not easy balancing PhD program and even meeting up with some of the requirements. Like for me, I do mentor young people as well, and God has helped me. I have many of my mentees who are outside of Nigeria or outside of Africa. In fact, when the other person from British Columbia was talking, I just remembered a mentee of mine who is there as well. So I would say it's not easy actually, but it depends on one's goal. For me, I have decided to live a kind of selfless life where I try to help others. At the same time, there's a competition with my research. And if you're not careful, you break down. If you're not careful, you give, or one will suffer actually, maybe your research. So for me, I try to ensure, oh, my in China, we have a kind of work schedule where you work from maybe 8 o'clock until 11:30, you go for lunch break, come back by 2 o'clock, and then you work till maybe 5:30 for dinner. And then in most instances for me, you still go back to work again and you leave whenever your boss leaves. So what I do is I use my weekends to attend to my mentees or to attend to other aspects of my life. And also at times I try to prioritize, oh, okay, this is my schedule. There are times that your schedule may require urgent attention. I give it other urgent attention at that point. And there are times that you may have achieved some things and you just feel like taking a break temporarily from certain, maybe from research demand. And at that point, while taking that break, you can actually do those other aspects. And that way you try to keep the balance. But of course, the pressure is there. I won't lie to you. There are times you feel like, oh, it seems you let me share this. In fact, few days I'm preparing for before my defense some time ago. I think maybe 5 days I didn't sleep, 5 days at a stretch. And one of the days I felt I was going to die because the way my head was aching, my eyes were already, there's something they call in China, there's this black lining around the eye, and they'll see your eyes looking like that of a panda. And I was having that already. And I was wondering how I survived that period
Wow.
because for days I couldn't sleep. I mean, I did not sleep at all. And my head, my body, I don't know if my body was adjusting to not sleeping. My head was so heavy, I couldn't do anything at some point. At the same time, I still could not sleep. But I scaled through that phase, and now so there are times that, yes, you may not be able to balance those things. You may need to overstretch yourself. But please, it shouldn't be continuous. It shouldn't be always. It should just be once a while. Yeah. Thank you.
Wow, wow. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I've eaten it a lot. And one of the things that it highlights for me is that you said that we should prioritize important tasks, and so much as possible, we should have time that we schedule whatever it is that we have according to how urgent they are, and that would take time to rest, which is quite important. Thank you so much, our esteemed speaker, for this session. And after this session, we would be going into the Q&A session. But before that, I would like to our participants, I know that you've been joining us for a while and you've been here, you've been learning. I'm sure that you've a lot from the insights and information that our speakers have given us. And I just want us to drop in the chat to our esteemed participants, in one sentence, what have you learned so far? In one sentence, what have you learned so far? And while we do this, we'll go straight into the Q&A session very soon. And please, during this session, we will take live questions first, and after then, we'll read questions from the chat. So if you have questions for a particular speaker, please do well to mention their name. And if you have a general question, like our founder has said, There is no stupid question. Ask your questions. That is why we are here to answer, so we can at least provide clarity for you. So I want us to drop in. I see any message. Please, in one sentence, just drop what you've learned about, because we can't tell me that we've not learned one or two things. So in one sentence, let me just hear from one or two or three participants. What have you learned so far? Just in one sentence. Just what has been the what have you highlighted? What is like a take home or for you? I can see that we started raising questions. No problem. Please, I'm still waiting for our participants. I'm waiting. We can drop our questions in chat. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat, and my co-moderator, Mr. Timothy, will read them out. Okay, so we have, thank you so much for our participants. We have Savior, we have Faith. Okay, so Adana said, Faith, start early, don't ever give up. Thank you so much, Adana. Thank you so much. Without further ado, we'll take questions now. And I'm going to start with Savior. Savior, please, you can unmute your mic now and speak. Please, we have just 3 minutes for this.
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. And I really want to appreciate the cable network for putting up this presentation. I would like to ask the speaker from Ghana. He made mention, I think his name is Mr. Frank. He made mention of when he was speaking, he talked about the challenges that he had, securing his scholarship. That's one challenge was the 10 years, the decade gap between his MSc degree, between his last degree and the year that he was trying to apply. And there was about 10 years, a decade gap, and some of the schools got back to him and they said that was the reason why he was not being taken. So I wanted to know how significant is that gap when you're trying to apply. The last degree that you had was 10 years ago, and you're trying to apply for admission after studying 10 years ago. It doesn't feel without anything without continuing in that field. Maybe you've left that field for like 10 years and you want to use that master's to apply for a PhD now. So can it affect one's application? To what extent are there ways that one can reduce the effects?
All right, Sylvia, I get your question very well, and I think I would answer. So the first thing is that, it's still the same 10 years of experience, but one program rejected me, another program accepted me. And so every program has its own requirement. So that is to them. But I mean, eventually one program accepted me. Another thing is that it depends on how you're able to weave these experiences into your letter and then make them know how practical, and the fact that you're really coming there not with just book knowledge, but with another level of industrial experience that can be easily that help you build on it, because it's not just about going to school to do a master's, but what you can do afterwards. Because the thing is that not everybody wants to do a PhD. We need a lot of people in the industry as well. And so those of us with so much of experience in areas are very also helpful. So may reject you because of several reasons. So that was probably the school's prerequisite to reject me based on my experience. But another school, another program too said, oh, we like your experience. Come and learn more. So Sylvia, don't be discouraged. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for that. Xavier, please. I'm sure your questions has been answered.
Yes, it has been answered. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much. So, would Gideon Okon, please kindly unmute and ask your question, please, because we have 2 minutes to answer.
All right, thank you very much for the opportunity. Also, I want to appreciate the cable team for this. My question is a general question. The first question is not directed to any speaker. So the question is, I've had one or two experience with scholarship, application, and I've applied and I've eaten rejection a couple of times. So my question would be like, what exactly does the admission committee really look out for? I know we have mentioned if you like the leadership, volunteering, and the rest, even publication. Okay, yeah, I think if I want to judge myself, I feel like I have ticked all those boxes, but I feel like I've not still hit what I don't know what they are looking for. So I'm asking from your experiences, what do you feel like you added to your application that stood
Okay.
out? And then the second question goes to the second speaker. I feel like I've forgotten his name. So the man that is currently studying in Italy. So, sir, you made mention that someone somewhere you met on LinkedIn paid your application fee, and for someone that does not have a means of getting or sourcing for application fee, what is your advice? I know we also spoke about application. Most of these application does not come, waivers does not come in Italy. I mean, I've looked up to it some few times, and I'm always seeing application fees attached to them. So, what is your suggestion, or what can you tell me to help me going forward? Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for the question. I think the second question is directed to you. We asked that where you said you were able to source for funding. Mr. Daniel, are you still with us?
Yes, ma. Can you hear me, ma?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you, sir. Do you get this question that was directed to you?
Yeah, I got the question.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about how I got somebody that helped me to pay for my application fee. And
Yes.
also, he said he has searched for schools in Italy that did not have application fee waiver.
Yes.
Okay, good. One thing that I believe in is that people will not give you excuse when they know that you are valuable to them. I study those billionaires, those that has money that So I noticed that you need to be somebody of a value. And I noticed that PhD students do research. And in research, they do data analysis. And it's not easy to, go through the rigorous steps of trying to gather literature and still analyze data by yourself. Because I helped my HOD in the Department of Mathematics to analyze his data for free. So I started reaching out to people on LinkedIn to help them. It was free. I didn't put any charge, even though it cost me my time. It cost me a lot, instead of me sleeping or resting, because I also have a lot of things that I am doing. So I will need to analyze the data for this particular PhD student. So I've been helping her, and she will even tell me that at the end of the month she will send me something, and month will end and I will still not receive anything. I've not received any money. If even till now, I didn't receive any money, even though I needed money today. So what I did, I volunteered. It was free. I was doing it for free. Then she actually volunteered to that she's going to pay. I didn't pay any application fee, so she paid. Then she now paid for me. Although I didn't do it because I want to get something from her. I'm only trying to add value to people, trying to just be valuable, be somebody of values. If you have value, people will not see your call and they will ignore it. Because if they notice that you are like a burden or a debit something, or they will not even want to pick because they have a priority too. Then for schools in Europe, I think maybe you did not search very well. There are schools that does not have application fee in Europe because
when I was trying to go to embassy to apply for visa, I met a particular guy. The school that he gained admission to now, he did not pay for application fee. It was free. So there are schools that are free. I've forgotten the school name. I forgot him. Maybe until probably if I ask him again, because I have his contacts. We are connected. So he paid for my school year. He paid. They did not give him admission and scholarship. The school that he did not pay, they gave him, and he's currently in, I think, a particular. Is in Italy. Is in Italy now, and in a particular. We have region instead of states. As we have state in Nigeria, here is region. And I will just say that. And I think he mentioned that he said he has publications, he has a lot of all the things that committee will look for. There is nobody that can guarantee admission to any school because those committee, nobody can see what they are looking at. Even me myself, I don't know what they saw in my CV because you may have publication, you may have the everything, and they may still not pick. So the best thing is to sometimes when I wanted to apply, I would take my CV to ChatGPT and I'll ask ChatGPT that where is my okay, assume that you are the admission committee. Okay, this is my CV. Where is my strength? Where is my weakness? And I'm applying to this program in this school.
Yes.
So try to, if you test ChatGPT, ChatGPT will tell you this is what the programs, what are the values of that program, what did they prioritize. I will not test ChatGPT again. Okay, now help me to redefine my CV again. Also, there's nobody that will guarantee you admission anywhere. I've not seen, and what they see to it will pick candidates. So I do not know. I do not know. Because that's what I did, and because each school that you are applying to, you must redefine your CV again. You must not be using the same CV for every school. You have to redefine it again. The program, this is what I want to apply to. Redefine it. What and what should I put in my CV? So that's what I always do. I don't know if I've answered the
Yes.
question.
Yes, you have. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel, once again. It's a general question. Does any of our speaker have something to say concerning what the admission committee look for? In like a minute, does any of our speaker have something to say about this? So we can.
Okay, can we respond to that quickly?
Can
Hello?
I go on?
Yes, I can hear you.
Regarding that, just to build on what Mr. Daniel just said, what they look out for,
okay,
it depends on like different schools and different programs. So it's good to understand that. And also, when I was speaking about my story that time, it's not just about having all of those things. It's also important how you communicate to them. If you're applying to MasterCard Foundation Scholars Program now, it is very important like you're able to like communicate yourself and express the humanity in you being yourself. They are not asking you to really like, you just like, and these are questions, right? There is a way they always have certain keywords that they're actually like looking for and all of that. And like Mr. Daniel said, there is no 100% guarantee of maybe success, even after following all of those rules and law. But if you don't follow them, there is a chance that you're not going to even be successful. So just try as much as possible, follow and tick all of the boxes that need to be ticked. And do not, for example, don't think you're having research background is a priority, because there are a lot of people that doesn't have any publication and they have actually gotten it like a lot. And I know the temptation, because I actually do also have some publication before I actually start applying. And I know there is a temptation of you trying to like want to emphasize so much on your maybe research this thing, and then you leave out like other valuable things which you should also emphasize. It's also important to emphasize your research, but try and have that balance. And if you can have someone who has been in that particular program and that particular school that can help you review it, it could be very helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ayomide. Oh, you'd like to say something?
Yeah, I would like to add to what Mr. Ayomide said now. Yeah, he
Okay,
said
please,
some
in 1 minute,
schools.
can you say something about
very
this?
quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah, so he mentioned about schools. Different schools have different requirements, and that's one thing you must pay attention to. But at the same time, there's an aspect that we have not really been talking about, which is recommendation letters. Recommendation letters are very important, and it could be a difference for you. Please don't use Nigerian method of referee or sorry, writing recommendation letters where your professor, you just use anybody, or they just write a generic statement about you. Oh, Mr. Victor, he was a good student, he passed, he graduated well, and so on. No, they need that detailed information. Sometimes that's what may make you stand out from other people as well. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for that addition. So I'm sure your question has been answered, Mr. Gideon. So I would.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Please, we need to pay attention to these things. Make sure that we don't leave out the important thing and don't focus on other things, and also ensure that we reach out to people, get mentors that can lead us in the journey. Thank you so much. Abigail Holayemi, you can unmute and you can ask your question now.
Thank you very much. I really want to appreciate the scholars for telling us about their stories. I've actually learned a lot. So my question is kind of similar to the previous speaker, because at this stage it's like I'm already reaching my elastic limit. Like I'm already burnt out already, because I've like made some quite a number of applications and I've not gotten a feedback. And then the main issue is getting someone to review my documents, and also actually, although there are some distance mentor, like okay, you apply for this particular master class, apply for buy this book that this popular scholarship guru is talking about and all that, but I don't know, I just still feel like something is still wrong. I've not actually gotten any feedback, and then I'm like almost tired and almost giving up, but I know that I cannot give up because I have to I have to get the scholarship. And then for someone that does not really have an excellent CGPA, for my undergraduate, I had 2 to 3.0 over 5.0. Although I did masters and I had 4.7 over 5.0, but I my profile is not like too competitive. I only have like 2 publications and few research experience and all that. So right now I don't know what else to do, because actually I've tried to reach out to some persons on LinkedIn. Some person will
Okay.
reply initially, then at some point they will stop replying. Even my supervisors I was helpful to, they started acting up and everything is just somehow. I don't know.
Okay.
What to do
Thank
at the
you for
moment.
that question. So since it's a general question, does any of our speakers have something to say? We can pick two speakers. I can say something
Okay.
concerning that.
Okay, let me say something like shortly in 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah, regarding the mentorship, getting someone that can actually going through all of those things. Because there is a chance that it might just be like maybe a little mistake somewhere. And I think the major mistake many of us make, especially when we are chatting people on LinkedIn, you just want to connect with people, especially maybe just, for example, just have this webinar now and just want to connect with anyone to check through maybe AP review and all of these things. One of the major method most people use, and which I've seen that does not work all the time. It only works for only very few people. I just enter maybe Mr. Daniel's DM now, and then I greeted him, and then the next thing I'm forwarding my SOP to him to help me review it. Out of maybe being a calm person, or he doesn't want to do this thing, he can just okay, just try and review it and just check through it, right? But I'm telling you, he might not do a very thorough job for you as much as he might have done for someone who he has built relationship with over time. I don't know if you get what I'm saying, right? So, for example, people applying to MasterCard and they message me. A lot of people actually message me to review their distance. If I'm not exaggerating, more than 30, right? And I'm just one person. So you would expect naturally that I'll be more committed to people who have known over time, who have been there have been this value and all of these things over time. And there's a strategy I know someone that did this year, which I would advise you do. MasterCard scholarship application is not currently on. And what she did was that she messaged me now and we've started vibing together. I was even the one that asked for her details. What she wants to apply for is still in like July, August, but we're already like looking through it now. So this thing is a long term, or it's not just like a very short term relationship. So try and like have someone that is very committed to you, right? It's not just like random LinkedIn person. You want to have like, even if it's just one person or two people that can be committed to you, that is good. And I think that person too, and I think you're actually on a good track. At least you have a master's here in Nigeria. If you think maybe applying to direct PhD doesn't seem to like be something that has worked for you, and which I think can work, you may choose to apply to another MSc first, right? And and you have publications, and then look at some of the advantages you could play around with regarding that particular program. But if it's for mentorship, try to like look for someone you can be very committed to, and they can be very committed to you, so they can give you more details beyond generic advice like this.
Thank you so much, Mr. Yomide. So I'm sure, Abigail, you've heard what Mr. Yomide said, that we need to be strategic in reaching out to people and be proactive. So I believe that, please, I would like to get your feedback from Abigail. Has your question been answered?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
Sorry, just
Okay.
to add,
Okay.
Abigail, you can
Mr.
reach out
Santi.
to me.
Wow. Please.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much. So, Abigail, please, you can do that. Kindly check the chat. You will see links to their LinkedIn profile. I think you can reach out to him from there. So, we'll be going to another question. Who is Ashi? I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrongly. Ashi, please, you can unmute and ask your question. Is Ashi here with us? Wisdom.
Hello,
Kindly ask your
can you
question.
hear me? Good evening.
Okay, is that Ashi?
Yes, Ashi.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Please, I want to ask if Duolingo, like the guy who spoke of Erasmus Mundus yesterday, and also today, I want to ask if they accept Duolingo in place of ILS. That's the first question. Then the second question, okay, maybe let me just let that one go since for the sake of time, let's just answer the first one. Thank
Okay,
Yes, so
please, I would like to get that. What country are you looking at? You said they accept Duolingo instead of back.
Sorry, you say the line is breaking. I didn't get you. The line is breaking. What do you say?
Ashi, please, are you still here with us?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, the line was breaking. I didn't get you. What did you say?
Oh, yes, you asked your question, so I would like to get you. You said, can you use Duolingo? What country or what are you looking at? Or are you asking generally?
Okay, yeah, generally first. Then the previous applications I made, I applied for Erasmus Mundus this year. That's Biofarm. And I use Duolingo. But I also,
Okay,
because we're submitting it in PDF, I also put my NECO English results, my transcripts showing that I did English during my university, my time in the university. But I just want to know
okay.
generally.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that question. Mr. Frank, would you like to answer
sure.
that?
So the very simple answer is no. There's no reason to beat around the bush. The thing is that Erasmus Mundus applications have a very strict requirement criteria on every platform. And so there are some programs which are, for example, for mine, it was a prerequisite to present an IELTS English test. It doesn't matter whether you schooled in wherever, except people who schooled in some specific countries like Australia, US, those like native English speakers. But for the rest, they are very strict on IELTS, no Duolingo or whatever. Some people, but there are some, for example, Serum, that are more flexible. They accept you if you are from a country like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and all that. As all these requirements are explicitly stated on the page of the programs. Thank you.
Plus, are you still there with us?
Oh, yes, I'm here.
Okay, because we didn't hear you
Okay,
for a minute.
yes. Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Frank, for that. We'll be ending this session in 9 minutes and we can take questions. I'll take questions from Wisdom, Olusoya, and then Ogecheko. So Wisdom, please ask your question in like less than 1 minute. Wisdom, okay.
Okay, thank you, Ma. Thank you, Cable Network. I didn't know exactly what speaker to direct the question. I hope I'm not missing it up, whether it's Mr. Yomide or Mr. Frank that spoke of the fact that he applied directly to the then one of the supervisors, lab supervisors or professors got across to him and indicated interest in this program. So, and he advised that we should have code emails sent to them. So that's the core of my question. Professors or these supervisors of laboratories, how do you get across to them? How do you find them and then to send the code emails to them? Is it alongside while you are applying, or there are other means through which you can see them?
Thank you for your question. Okay, esteemed speakers, please please confirm that you can hear me.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. I apologize for this network issue. So I got the question that he has, and his question is, how do you reach out to professors in your field of study, and how easy can you get response from these professors? So do we have any speaker that would like to answer that?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, Mr.
Okay.
Victor. Go ahead.
I want to say this quickly to just an advice. Anyway, it's my own opinion, and I think it works. It works for many persons. You don't start searching for professors when the scholarship is already out. It's good you start now. For instance, most scholarships, even the US, if you want to apply for fall 2027, this is the best time to start searching for professors. What I do at times is this: get a list of schools or universities offering your course in the country you're interested in. Get that list, use the Google to search for those things. Start writing the names of some of those professors in that department. Check their website, department websites. For the US schools, European schools, it's easy. For China, it may not be that easy, but try to do that. For China, it's called PhD, doctoral supervisors. Not all professors can supervise PhD students or master students. So you need to search for it now. Make a list, get their emails, then search for some of their recent articles. That's how you may get insight into their recent research direction, because your interest must match with what they are doing or must match with their interest. There must be a nexus. If there's no nexus, there is no way they will reply you because they are very busy. So try to start now. Make a list. This university, for instance, in Canada, universities offering business admin, just an example. Check for those universities one by one. Look for those ones that you feel you like and so on, and start searching for those professors in their department. You will see their details, you will see their research interests, their research trend. Take note of those things, and then you can start reaching out to some of them when it's close to the period of maybe application and so on.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for that. I will take question from Ogechuko, like I said, and Olamikosi, and after that, because of our time, might not be able to entertain her questions. However, please check the chat. You can follow us on our LinkedIn, Facebook. You can check out our website, TikTok also, and also join our WhatsApp community. So thank you so much. Ogechuku, if you're still here, please unmute and ask your question. Then I have Olamikosi.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening. Ogechuku, please, in less than 1 minute, please ask your question. Thank you.
My question is about knowing your course actually exists, because I understand that there are there's something called interdisciplinary courses, but now is to know if that course actually exists, because that's under difficulty trying to look for. I think my question is it's a general question, and also the other speaker that just spoke right now, he said something about research interests, professors that align with your interest and your. So now, how do you know? Because I think the way I've heard about interdisciplinary courses and the rest. So how do I know if this course actually exists, or is just something that I feel it is, but it actually isn't? So that's my question. Knowing if a particular course exists.
Okay, Chuko, please, I would like to get your question. Are you saying that you transitioning from what you initially do, then trying to go for an interdisciplinary course, or what do you mean by it if it exists? Okay, like if you'd like to transition from when your initial course to another course, right?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not
Okay.
talking about transition. I'm talking
Okay.
of merging, let's say,
Okay,
like
merging.
different fields. That's what I'm saying. Yes.
Okay, merging different fields. Okay, all right. So, do we have any speaker that would like to take that question?
Okay, I think but I might not be able to like talk so much about that. In my experience here in Canada, what I've noticed is that most of the multidisciplinary courses are more in the BSc level. So if you're applying for scholarship to BSc level in UBC, for example, there are people studying two courses together. They could be studying psychology and maybe some other course together, and they know how they do it, right? But for grad school, they want it to be as specific as possible. So you don't even study food science, because even if you're in food science, you are studying something in food science. So in grad school, except if I'm not getting your question well, but so if you mean studying two different courses together, I don't know. Or where multidisciplinary can work in grad school could be that maybe, for example, you study something like nutrition and dietetics, but you get your PhD in public health. That can happen, right? But that was the transition she was saying. So I thought that was what you meant, but you said no. So that makes it a little dicey for me.
Hello, let me add to that quickly. I think for PhD researches and even masters, Mr. Ayomide was correct. Yeah, you need to be specific, but you need to realize this. When we say research interest doesn't necessarily mean, oh, I'm doing, let's say for me, I'm in agriculture and there's this interdisciplinary. For instance, my research area may be maybe microbiology, but I could be a microbiologist in Nigeria or wherever. And then my focus now is on maybe plant microbiology. And as a result of that, my research interest may meet with a faculty member in the Department of Plant Science. So it's allowed. It happens, even especially in the US. You see somebody who did maybe mathematics or statistics and is doing bioinformatics in microbiology. So it's allowed, but what you need to do, you need to search properly. And also you may need to be prepared to take several coursework that will give you this foundation knowledge in the new department you'll be joining. Even if it's not as if the research direction is different from what you've done before, but the fact that that new department you'll be joining, because if you are asked questions during your committee presentation and so on, they won't just ask you based on your research interest. It's based on that field of study. As a microbiologist, they will ask you general questions in microbiology. So please, you can actually do that. You search more for the interest of the faculty member, not just the department, faculty. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Samson.
And I
If you have
also,
something to say.
very briefly, I wanted to just say that is a new trend actually, because for example, where I'm doing my thesis, it's PhD Research Institute, and then if you look at the background of the people doing the programs, there are people who have let's say computer science, but they are doing let's be a PhD in mineral processing, because they are trying to apply the computer science for maybe for predictive modeling or something in mining or something. So I think that, like you said, like the previous speaker rightly said, it depends on how you can link what you've learned to another field, which is becoming in Europe increasingly common. So I think that is that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir, for adding to that. And I would like to apologize. I'm so sorry, Olami. I might not be able to take your questions, but please, you can join our WhatsApp community. Kindly check the chat, join our WhatsApp community, connect with us on LinkedIn and every other social media network. Would like to hear from you. So with this, I'll be ending the extended open Q&A session, and I would like to appreciate our esteemed speakers and also the participants. And thank you so much for making it here, and thank you so much for sharing your honest insights and information with us. So right now, thank you so much. Please, I would like every one of us to appreciate our speakers. We can react. It has been a great time. I know that we don't want to leave here, but because of our time, we need to end this session now. Thank you so much, our esteemed speakers. And I would hand over to my co-moderator, Mr. Timothy. Please, we can go to the announcement now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, Mrs. Tosin. Thank you for that wonderful extended QA section. Really, really appreciate that. And thank you very much to every one of us for making it a point of duty to be here with us this evening. We really appreciate that. We want to thank you for your time that you stayed with us this evening. And we hope that your time was not wasted. We hope we were able to meet up to your expectation. We hope that your time, your resources that you spend with us is not wasted. We really, really appreciate that. So as regards our further program, we hope you will be able to reach out to us on our website to check more of our exciting programs. This is just one of the bits of the program that we put up at Cable. The other technical series, there are programs for women, there are community outreaches that we organize. A lot of programs slated, and so we just hope you will do us the due honor to reach out to us via our website www.teamcable.org to find out more about our programs. A lot of programs is still coming up this year. You can join us at any of our social media pages, our LinkedIn, our YouTube, our Facebook, our main website, our TikTok. You can also join our WhatsApp community. Without having much to say, I think we've come to the end of the Gathering School Conference 2026 edition. And on behalf of everyone at Cable, we really want to say thank you for making it a point of duty to be here with us. On behalf of the founder, Mr. Emmanuel, I don't know if you are still here with us on the call. Mrs. Adana, you are signifying to speak. Please carry on, ma. The floor is all yours. Mrs. Adana.
Thank you very much, Timothy. Thank you very much. A very special thanks to everyone who made it to this call, to the speakers. Thank you for honoring our invitation. And before I proceed to announcements, I don't know if Mr. Bass is still on the call so that he can give his... Is Mr. Bass still on the call? Our founder. Timothy, can you confirm if he's still on the call? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Okay, I'll proceed. On behalf of Cable, myself, my name is Adana Doris Mwago, the Director of Research and Academic Team, Cable. Honestly, I want to say a very big thank you to my team members who have been very hardworking to put up this conference. I want to reach out to speakers within the short period of time. I want to acknowledge them, especially for every one of them, everybody putting in their hands on deck behind the scenes to get this working. My special appreciation to them. To our speakers, thank you for honoring our invite within the short time. And also to let you know that Cable will be issuing you a certificate of an appreciation to show just a little token of our appreciation for the wonderful energy, insight from day 1 to day 2, day 4, which is today. It has been a very insightful sessions. Personally, I have a lot of things that I took home, and I do believe that everyone on this call did enjoy the session as well. So I also want to indulge us quickly. We can take a group photo. As we are preparing that, you can... Timothy, please kindly check if the activation for people to turn on their videos. As we are preparing that, please turn up your video for a group photo. As we're preparing that, I would like to say that please, everyone on this call should follow our social media handles. They're on the chat. Try to, we have spoke a lot about networking. It cannot be overemphasized. So please, to connect with our speakers, the LinkedIn profile links is in the chat box. So connect with them on our post on LinkedIn. Try to share your testimonies. What did you learn from this, from day 1 to day 4? Tag the speakers. What wonderful insight did you take out from each section? This is very important because it helps us to reach more audience, to help us reach more target audience. So make posts about the conference and tag Cable, tag speakers, tag everyone that by their names, everyone on this call by their names. You can check them on just a Google search and you see them on LinkedIn. So please ensure we do that so that we can help reach more people. I think that would be all for now. Yes. So thank you once again, everyone, for being here. Thank you very much. So let's take our group photo. Yes, let's appreciate Cable for hosting this event. And as you can see displayed on the screen, we have our email. You can reach out to us, the phone numbers as well. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone. So I'll hand over to Timothy. Timothy, I think you can go ahead with the group picture now. I just saw a question. I saw a question about the recordings. So the recordings and the slides of all speakers from the one will be sent via email to all registered persons. So if you haven't registered, you won't be able to receive it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Adana. Once again, that is the director of the academic and research team of the Cable organization. Thank you very much for that wonderful opportunity. Really appreciate.
Kindly stop sharing so that I think we can capture more pictures. So Timothy, please confirm you are doing that.
Well, I can't say if you can get anybody on that presently.
Just what about you? You can get the picture.
Oh, yes. Should I do that from my hand?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
All right. That's done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, please fill the survey. Please fill the survey in the chat. It's very important for feedback. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We really appreciate the gesture for making it a point of duty to be with us this evening. And with that, we come to the end of the Graduate School Conference, the 2026 edition. At Cable, on behalf of the technical committee, on behalf of the academic and research team, on behalf of the founder in person of Mr. Emmanuel Obasi, we are saying thank you to everyone. And until we meet again, may God keep us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commentator Timothy.